this win on Cobble now and taking it to a third map, which is Cache. It'll be up to the in-game leader as the leader and the motivator of the team to be making sure that everyone's on point.
Yeah, the in-game leading is such an important role in this game, and just touching on the point, you do see some teams that sort of have players that do try and wing it as well.
Yeah, you can't really wing in-game leading that well. I mean, it takes a certain amount of knowledge. I guess to some extent you can, but when you come up against an experienced in-game leader, you are not going to match up, and you're going to get destroyed because a good in-game leader will learn what you're doing, and he'll adapt to the situation. Someone who just YOLOs it or just wings it is really in with no chance, unfortunately. But we are into the knife round here, onto the second map. Cobble Hut does take out the first map, and looks like they will win the knife here. So I would assume they're going to switch to T side, but you never know. Looks like they are going to stay CT. Okay, interesting. I believe T side is the favoured side on Cobble, so I'll be interested to see how they hold their B side, especially.
Yeah, I think you see normally on the upper echelon of the OzCS teams, T-side is preferred, but that's normally teams that are perhaps more practiced and drilled on the map so that they do feel a bit more comfortable. Perhaps in this sort of lower division scene where players perhaps more rely on individual skill, the CT sides where they do shine. So we'll see how they go. At this stage, it does look as though there's 4 CTs headed towards B at this point, potentially trying to stop any early B aggression that the Ts might show. Well, the Ts are certainly going that way, but at this point, it's a bit of a mixed pace. 2 are pushed Gauntlet quite aggressively. You see IG there having a bit of a duel whilst his teammate actually Ari jumps down into the site. Meanwhile, the other 3 Ts are pincering the drop room area, so very quickly they are swarming onto B, but Silex and Bal up to the task, and they are dropping them one by one, all left up to IG at this point. Behind the statue does pick up the first. 2 more members left, but crucially, he does need to recover that bomb. EXE has his sights on it at this point in time. 1 or 2 situation panic, just buying time. They've managed to tag down that remaining member of the Ts down to 7 HP, so it'd be a tough ask for him to push forward, try and reclaim what was once theirs in the form of the bomb.
Yeah, I think that bomb placement.
Both members.
That bomb placement is going to be a downfall. Ultimately, he's really got nowhere to move, and the CTs have it completely locked down. I mean, all Silex has to do. EXE has to do is play time, basically. He doesn't need a peek at all, but in fact he does.
What a
and
shot.
lands the final shot. But again, CT's looking strong on B.
That drop room hold, just wow. We've seen this so many times on this map, is the fact that if you can get into that drop room and drop that first player, you pretty much got a decision of where you want to go. You've got free reign to go A or B. It's just, it's trading from then on effectively. And we see too many teams that once they give up the drop room, they do get comfortable control of site, but the CT's proving this time that are the superior team at this point.
So T's now on an eco, and they have actually opted for an armor eco buy. So they do want to go for this site, but those 2 CTs already up on platform. I don't know if they're going to be able to take this. I mean, Iron is behind box with a shotgun, and he should pick up the second here with a jumping Mag 7 onto the head of Ari as he pushes in. Trying to trade on Silex, but Silex very, very lucky to survive that. Down to 6 HP. FM does take down Bal, and the rotational play there, Shunks. Trying to creep up on Panic, but I mean, F4F are having a bit of a tough time right now. Silex actually catching the head of Black Jelly as he drops down there.
You can be guaranteed that as Iron made that jumping Mag 7, he'll be giving his trademark high-pitched little squeal that he does when he's happy with himself. He'll definitely be raining around in the TS chat at this point.
Why would you not? I mean, it was a great shot.
That was a phenomenal shot, Though we have been seeing a lot of teams actually utilize the shotgun on this map, surprisingly, and it's proven to be very, very effective, especially in scenarios because of the fact when you're going off this platform and also in the drop room.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, it's been effective on CT side as well. And I believe we saw Fnatic use it. But it wasn't a Mag 7, it was a sawn-off shotty.
Yeah, that was quite a strange play there, seeing the sawn-off come out. Silic just going massive.
Wow. Yeah,
he did a 4K.
Did a great job there with the MP7, just completely shutting down the Ts as they tried to push in. And they did pick up a couple of kills. but just not enough to get past Silix, unfortunately. And I believe he's actually top fragging for CT side now, miles ahead of his team, 7-1. And in stark contrast, the T side, I mean, Black Jelly and Chunks yet to get a frag on the board. The T side will be full bot up this round. And it looks like they're actually going to send the bomb towards A, but trying to sell a fake at B. I would assume that's the play at the moment. Black Jelly does find Panic though, and that is a good, crucial pick for the start of the round here, and the smokes do go down on A, but it's actually a fail smoke. He's thrown it too hard. Environ looks for a pick on platform. We'll find one, and EXE taking down Black Jelly as well. So the push is onto A, and I think the T's think that they have sold the fake successfully, and in fact they have. Chunks has made it onto site, and he's still got the 2 CTs in sight, and he's demolishing them.
Silex likely going to be looking to want to save the AWP here. Going to get out of there, clear himself, get well away from the site at this point.
That was a fantastic fake. I mean, the idea of a fake is basically to push a site, maybe get a kill and die, and then, you know, pull the rotate from CTs, but Chunks just seemed to... He pushed in, and he killed 2 of them, and he almost killed a 3rd. It was very unlucky to get caught off guard there, but, I mean... Yeah, it's just phenomenal work for a fake, really.
Being able to pick up 2 frags on a fake is very big. I mean, that sells itself, really. You could... Even if you get 1 frag and die, it's enough to cause the players to go, oh, hang on, they're committing, we've got 1, it's in our favour, let's get heavy on site. And which we did see it. Panic was on his way back towards B, and then getting picked up by Black Jelly there.
CT's on somewhat of a poor buy right now. Famus is on all except for Iron and Panic with that 5-7. And interested to see if they can actually hold off this T-push here. I mean, their firepower is somewhat lacking, but Panic, he's been a top fragger in last map at the bottom at the moment, but I think he's about to pick up one here on TFM. Goes for a second, but takes a little bit of damage from Black Jelly. Falls back now. I think he's about to get pincered, but he's actually fallen all the way back to A bomb site. That's smart play right there. He was aware that he could get pushed from 2 angles, and he just adjusted for it. It was nice to see. Iron up on this platform does find Chunks as that smoke clears, and Ari, too slow to trade out there. In fact, getting mollied, he does find the head. Almost takes down Silex as well, as Panic picks up his second for the round onto Black Jelly, and CTs have successfully done it. I mean, with really inferior firepower as well.
Yeah,
definitely. And not just that, I mean, the setup at the start of the round was they were playing 1 at A and 4 at B, which is, you know, not that surprising. But the reason I bring that up is that the one member at A, Panic, only had a pistol, a 5.7, and everyone else had rifles. So there was a lot of pressure on Panic in that instance to come up huge. And like you pointed out, he got that early frag and then very, very smartly fell back. So great play by Panic there, set up the round for his team.
Yeah, definitely a key player for Hype at the moment. A great nade coming in from EXE there to take IG down to 16. He will finish him off as well as the T's try and brute force their way into this B bomb site. EXE and Iron are holding strong at the moment. Ari does take down Silex, but he will go down almost immediately. And Hype looking very, very strong on the CT side, 5-1 at the moment. And a little bit unexpectedly, I must say.
Well, it looks like we're sort of seeing a repeat of the last map, to be honest with you. Fighting for Freedom are pushing in, just trying to make those individual big plays and, you know, get at least 1 or 2 kills to set the round up for the team, but it's just not working. Hype's chemistry is just too great at this point, especially on a map like Cobblestone, which requires a lot of teamwork and a lot of coordination.
Yeah, I don't know what F4F can do here. I mean, Hype are really on point with their rotates, and they're holding strong as well. Perhaps, you know, a little bit more aggression, and I'd like to see an A push. Might net them around. That said, though, it does look like they're actually going A, and Arizilla will open up the fragging with a great headshot onto EXE as Black Jelly takes down Panic on site, and they have taken A successfully. So CT's with a bit of work here if they do want to retake this site and win the round.
Fine, getting 1, but getting traded out really quickly. Silex does get 1, but also getting traded out again.
Yeah, T's with that positioning in A, I mean, it's a very, very difficult retake for CTs. I mean, if you put a smoke down on the door, you've really only got 2 entry points, unless you send a player all the way back around, you know, through the halls and down through mid. I mean, it's a very, very slow rotate. So you don't have much choice if the bomb goes down quickly, unfortunately.
Now, the interesting thing to watch this round is we see Black Jelly with the actual sawed-off shotgun there. I like this choice of buy. The CTs have bought everything they can. Now, we saw it they made it work for them last time. Can they do it again? Bale does drop down the shotgun with his pistol, so important early frag. On with the AWP as well, grabs himself one. The T's are really just getting picked apart here, but crucially, they're just going off on their own. They're not working together as a team, so all of a sudden it's left to 2 members. They're going to be wishing they went as a pack. No trades can happen when you're going on your own, boys. Take note of that. Silex, their great HE grenade. Again, same old story. Even when they've got the utility advantage, they're just not making it work for themselves. They need to execute as a team.
We've seen that time and time again on Cobble. I mean, how many times have we seen it now, Limits? Teams just going in solo into that B bomb site, especially on that platform position, just peeking out past the box by themselves. And yeah, you're absolutely right, PK. Just no one to trade. That's not going to work out for you unless you're, the best aimer in the world. 9 times out of 10, you're going to get picked and traded.
I'll tell you what else is not going to work out for you when you run down here with your knife out. Like, yeah,
that's right.
I've got no idea, mate.
Well, Pan actually nearly took out 2 of them, so...
Yeah, he did a lot of damage. And I think Bale is about to pick up a few kills here as he sprays down 3. They are just running at him one at a time. I mean, basic
even
CS
now,
mistakes.
I hope these guys watch this VOD or replay afterwards. Just if there was an example or a round in which you could... I know they're eco, but you could not get a better example of them running 1 by 1 than that just then. Yeah. 1 at a time, they just casually stepped out. Shunks jumped over the edge at Bale. 2 seconds later, another one peeked his head over, not wanting to jump over. 2 seconds later, another one came. I hope you guys watch this demo afterwards. Just there's certainly plenty of things. Likewise for hype, there's certainly plenty of things you can improve on and learn, but you're not going to get a better example than that round just there. You need to work as a team, guys. Make the trades.
Yeah.
Oh no, this is the end for IG. Oh, he jumps down, but Bale just finishes him off with the M4. I would have loved to have seen a Kobe there.
The 4th one jumps at Bale to end the round.
Yeah, that's right. Bale will be like, play of the week? I don't know.
Just how not to play CS at that point.
Yeah, that's right. Drop down. I mean, it's deadly. It's really deadly. If the CTs are there, I mean, and you're jumping in 1 by 1, it's never going to happen.
Yeah, you need that effective trading. It's again, I always bring this point up time and time again, especially on this map. Basic common play CS has to take place to be successful in a round. If you can't out aim them or outsmart them, just out trade them. Simply leave it in a 1v1. Leave your best clutcher alive. In as many scenarios as you can.
So a bit of a split round here from T-side. I believe they did send one player B to try and sell the fake, but he died immediately, and IG...
Wow.
Does land a great headshot, and he actually has control of A bomb site right now, but I'm not sure if he's aware of that. He really should have pushed in, because the hut gives him cover. But now he's allowed the CTs to push up close, and I think he should go down here if the CTs play this smart.
To be honest, I think what IG is actually doing right now is he wants hype to push him. But he doesn't want to do it when he's putting bomb down or when he's on the site because he doesn't have a lot of room to work with. On the site, you can only either peek the left or the right side of the hut or go into the back of the site, and you leave yourself in a very vulnerable position. And looking at the utilities, I mean, Iron's got smoke and Silex has got a molly, but IG does pick up Iron, leaving in the 1v1. And here comes the molly from Silex.
Yeah, IG's going to be aware that Silex is pushing into site, and I believe he's just heard him there. Or has he? No sound has been made, and IG is leaving himself completely exposed. Oh no, Silex creeps up on him, and IG will be devastated with that. That was a very, very close round to a clutch. Look at Silex just firing his gun. He knows he's won.
Happy to pull that result there for that round.
Definitely.
And he's really been the man for them this half. I mean, he's got 15 frags. If we look at the scoreboard at this point, he's been leading the charge. And I think crucially, the big telling point is that he's actually one of the players who holds drop room. Now, drop room is one of the hardest places to hold. I know he's running around the long way, but he is just trying to make sure that they don't rush B at the start. He'll spend most of his time watching drop room later. That's one of the hardest spots to hold on any map in the map pool.
Yeah, it definitely is. It's one spot you can easily overwhelm a single player that's there, and I mean, him and Bale have just been holding this together. Oh, they don't check that. They do eventually check it, but he nearly picks up 2. While picking up 1, I'm picking up the other.
Silex, I'm surprised he got a kill there. I mean, the T's were spraying at him for so long and he was completely blind. I don't know why he was able to get a kill there. Just a little bit of poor aim on the T's part. Yeah, there's Ari saying die. I believe he was the player spraying. And yeah.
That's always cute, seeing players complain about the reg and whatnot.
Yeah.
My suggestion to Ari would be to aim at him next time. That might
That's absolutely right.
Watch it back and you should be able to see what exactly happened there.
Oh, nice little molly going down there. As EXE and Bale open up the fragging, taking down IG and Black Jelly very, very early in the round. And this is going to stop the T side in its tracks. I mean, Ari's going to push our platform here. He's supported, but he doesn't actually push with his teammate, not supporting him at all. Just waiting for the AWP to peek, and that is a crucial mistake. The AWP's going to get a free frag on his teammate because of that, and then picks up the second. I mean, that's just sloppy play, really. There's no other word for it.
Oh, going for the no-scope, not being able to hit it, though. TFM. Does pick up 2.
Landing headshots left, right, and centre at the moment. Picking up a third as well, but banned from sight.
It's great to see Iron making those AWP frags. Back in his day, back when he was quite young, playing 1.6, he actually used to be a bit of a prodigy when it came to the AWP. He was famous for it across Australia. He had a lot of talent on him. These days he doesn't play as much Counter-Strike and doesn't put as much time into the game, but definitely if he did commit to as much as I hate to say it, he would certainly still bring back that sort of form that he used to have. So nice to see from Iron there. Good double kill, just missing out on the third.
Had he landed that no-scope, that would have definitely been an odd shot moment there.
Oh, T-side. I mean, you're absolutely right, Limits. This is almost similar to last game, where F4F just got completely dominated by Hype. I mean, Hype is just out-aiming them, and the sloppy team play of F4F is really just losing them the rounds in the end. It's... Yeah, I don't know what to say at this point. It's somewhat one-sided.
Yeah, it definitely is. I mean, even to say, not even team play, there's lack of team play, really. It's, you know, as PK's pointed out, these guys are just trying to make plays individually, and we've seen this in the group stages of CGA when teams were, you know, you'd have players, after being stomped quite heavily, players will try and go big on their own, and now again, you got Black Jelly running away from his teammate on B. I don't understand that. Why is he running away when he could have dropped down? I do know the bomb is at A, but kill the player on B, work together towards A to retrieve the bomb.
Exactly right. If he'd pushed out then and traded, it would have been a 1v1 situation. The bomb would have been in the same position and he could have worked around from the other side. But instead, opting to run away, and it just seems like there's a bit of a breakdown in communication at the moment. It does go down to EXE as well. I mean, Hype, they're so strong right now, and F4F just throwing the rounds away.
They're definitely in control at this point, 11-2. It's a great half. Just to clarify for any of the perhaps youngster players out there in CGA or whatnot, or even those who aren't in competitive teams, just to clarify what we mean by playing individually. It's not so much a reflection on their strategy. It's fine to go in as teams and rely on your aim, but as long as you're working together and moving in packs, so that if one of you dies, your teammates behind you are there to make the kills. What we're seeing from F4F at this point, though, is that they've got one player at B running into the site, one player at A running into the site. They're not going to the same place at the same time, but that frag will help as Black Jelly does drop bars. The CTs are going for a bit of a tricky counter boost. It's important, though, that the Ts, they work together now to win what could be the second last round and the last round of this half soon to come.
It looks like they want to try and sell another fake on B, but the bomb headed back towards A long here, and I don't know if that's the right decision. CTs do only have one player on A bomb side at the moment, but I have a feeling the Ts are about to get slaughtered here on B, and Black Jelly does go down. Ari is pushing out again on platform solo. I mean, Iron just has an easy shot there, really.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, again, you see the CTs doing that cheeky boost for a second time, and just Black Jelly not expecting it and does go down, and Pan 1K just making work of that A site. Does pick up 2. Is traded by IG, though. Again, IG was...
Sorry, mate. I didn't mean to interrupt you there. I was just about to say, I think he's about to get caught out by EXE actually pushing behind that truck.
I stopped to actually see what EXE was doing, and he stood there looking at him for a while, and then when he turned towards him, he shot him in the head, so...
A little bit of banter there coming in from both the teams.
Just, you know, Pan 1K is just doing so much for this team. When he does get pushed, you know, his holds are phenomenal.
And again, this drop-down play just not working out for Tees. They're not flashing, they're not mollying, they're not making use of their utilities. And they've unsuccessfully taken drop-down. Every time, I believe. They've just been shut down there. And I believe that's just due to the lack of utilities. With a molly, they could have pushed the player out.
Yeah, I think at this point it's almost as though F4F is surrendering. You can see based on some of the team chat at this point that they're having a bit of, or at least throwing a bit of chat around at this point and making a bit of a joke at the situation. But to be honest, it's no laughing matter. When you're down 13-2, let's not forget, this is the CGA finals. I mean, they've been playing for 6 or 7 weeks now to get to this point. Their whole season rides on their best of 3 outcome tonight. And we saw in some of the upper tier CS, Div 2 in particular, there were some epic comebacks from, I'm thinking of Team Trident at one point. Teams just putting so much heart and desperation into their play. That's what I want to see from F4F at this point. I don't want them to be, you know, throwing around chat and laughing off the current scoreline and laughing at their missed frags. They need to really knuckle down, and this will be their chance to hold Bs. We see the T's swarming onto the B side, but overwhelming back Black Jelly with no teammates to see.
Yeah, that's... In fact, the CTs have gone for a bit of a cheeky push here behind the Ts, but I mean, they're going to be walking into the same situation as the T side. They weren't able to take. They weren't able to take the site as Ts. Why would they think they could take it as CTs? I mean, they did get the frag onto Silix, but Panic replies immediately with a frag onto IG. It is a 2v2 now, and T's with the HP advantage. EXE landing a great couple of shots there, and yeah, I mean, it's a complete replay of the hype CT side.
I love your point there that you made where they couldn't take the B bomb side on the T half. Why try and do it on the CT half?
It makes no sense.
It's quite unorthodox as well, because normally the meta is on CT side to try and put a lot of presence at B early on to stop a B rush, where they almost did the complete opposite this time, where they put a lot of early A presence, 4 members there. Very unorthodox. Didn't work out this time, but curious to see if it had in the past for them. But CTs, they bought all they can. They are on the verge here. Hype do have 14 rounds, so it's meant they've got 5 7s, D-doors for a couple of them, and armor. They're really just falling apart at this point in time. It's a cakewalk for Hype.
Yeah, it definitely is. And Hype just showing that, you know, they are the superior team on the day. Just the chemistry on Hype, you know, you can't beat that. If you got team chemistry like they do, you can almost push through anything. I mean, they could have been down, you know, quite a few rounds and would have made a comeback.
Yeah, I mean, I think it just goes to show the massive skill gap level in CGA, where, you know, this is a complete mismatch once again. We saw that in the first map, but, you know, they were able to bring it back. Sorry, in the first game of tonight, I should say, where they were able to bring it back. And we thought it was a skill mismatch, but perhaps just an unfavourable map for one of the sides there. But this time, we've seen complete domination on both maps by Hype. And yeah, I just don't know if F4F are in the right bracket at the moment.
Something interesting to note, I'm not sure if a lot of people realise, but Hype were actually placed in Division 2 at the start of the season when the seeds were first announced. They actually didn't want to take the game that seriously, though, from their perspective. So they did contact the admins and asked to be moved down to CGA, just so that they could have a bit more fun and have a more relaxed attitude towards the game. But they're definitely players that have a lot of experience and a lot of skills. So if they are firing, as you can see tonight, they are very, very dangerous.
Well, perhaps it's Hype who are in the wrong bracket then. I take my statement back. F4F, though, they do seem to be putting up a bit of a fight here. Picking up the first 3 frags, and Silex and Enviro. Oh, sorry, Iron. Last 2 players alive. Oh, Ari almost caking that. But does bring it back, and TFM will find Silex with that auto shotty and drop down. 14-4 at the moment. Hype Gaming still with a commanding lead.
It's probably important at this point for F4F. I know they're down so much, but I'm always of the mentality, and I've been a previous in-game leader for over a decade now, and whenever I'm talking to teams and trying to provide feedback, when you're in these sorts of situations, I'm always of the mentality that you set yourself small little goals. Instead of looking at it from a situation that we're down 14-4, just if you're the in-game leader, just trying to set up little milestones that you can work towards as a team just to help break down and make it a seemingly easier task. So whether it be getting to a certain number like 7 rounds in the first instance, or let's keep playing until we can make Hype Eco a second time, or just setting up small little goals just to help break down what can be quite a daunting prospect.
And also, in doing so, it does give your team a bit of direction. And also, as an in-game leader, you're showing your team that you have hope and faith in what your team's ability is to, to win rounds. And yeah, I mean, we're seeing this now. F4F are actually somewhat bringing this back.
That's right, and there's a reason that F4F are in the finals. They've been so strong all season long. They certainly deserve their spot. And if on their day, if they're all making their shots, they can definitely bring it with the best of them in CGA. And it's important for these guys to just really remember and believe that, and remember that they are where they are for a reason, and just to really back themselves. I still see them typing in chat. I'd just encourage them, stop typing, focus on the game.
Yeah, just stop with the banter now, put the banter in the drawer, and just, put your game faces on.
Never banter when you're down 14-5.
Yeah. It makes you look bad.
Nice entry there from Slowix, dropping down off plat onto IG and actually picking up second there as Iron comes around the back and finds Black Jelly lurking at Rock. Bomb will go down on this B bomb site, and 2 CTs left, only Ari and TFM. And TFM does go down as Bile jumps up. Ari will pick up EXE, but he's about to go down here to Iron. A nice little spray down in drop down room. So Hype on match point right now. With the first map under their belt, this is going to be a victory for them, and they will be moving on to the next round.
Well, potentially. I mean, that's what
potentially. I should say potentially.
Sure, but yeah, no, definitely in the driver's seat. And really, this is F4F season on the line. They must win this round, and to be honest, must win the next 10 rounds if we're being completely open about the situation to have any chance of extending their season. So it's do or die for them. They bought all they can. They've gone the double pistol setup. That's interesting. Not sharing the wealth. They're just letting each member trying to go huge with what they've got. And it's worked for them so far. They've got 2 frags, but I think IG a bit too aggressive in mid there. He's actually been caught off guard on the flank. So Panic able to drop him. They're still down a member though. It's a 4-on-3 situation at this point. They can smell out another one though. And it is Shunks, but crucially Shunks does make the frag onto Silex. It is a 1-for-1 trade though, but still giving his team every opportunity to try and extend their season one more round. 3-on-2 in favour of F4F.
That was an extremely aggressive push-up mid by the CTs there. I mean, Shunks was right behind them, and with an AWP as well. I would not have expected that kind of aggression from an AWPer.
Yeah, it's a very sort of unorthodox manner to play in, especially, like you say, with an AWP of all guns, being that sort of you need as much distance as you can from the enemy that you're aiming at, because you take that one shot, if you miss, or if he's got a teammate with him, there's not much you can do, and he will pick you up.
That was a great little 2K there from Black Jelly. I mean, he shot the first player through smoke in that little U-shaped gap of platform, and then managed to snap to the head of the second player, who actually went to retrieve the bomb. A nice little 2K, and F4F on a bit of a comeback? Get hyped? I don't know.
No pun intended, of course. Get hyped.
Yeah, of course.
Securing themselves this round. But the T's, I mean, they know that the CTs are on the verge financially, so they have bought Tech 9s and Utility and are swarming onto the B side. They've got 4 at Gauntlet, they've got 1 at Drop Room, so Drop Room Panic trying to put a bit of pressure on and pincer the side perhaps, but does go down. Black Jelly, 2 rounds in a row, he's got a double frag. Can he get himself some more though? Make it a triple. They're really setting up his team well in this round. Remember, their seasons depend on this map. They lost the first Inferno quite convincingly. They must win this. Bile pushing aggressively, catches 1 and a second with the flash there. Down to a 1-on-2 situation. Swivels on the spot, but Shunks does take him down in the end. 15-7's the score.
This is a completely different F4F. I mean, where has this come from? Their aim seems to be on point now, and they're not losing aim battles at all. I mean, they needed this 10 rounds ago, really.
To put it frank, I think they've stopped taking the piss. Like, that's putting it as frank as I can. They've stopped mucking around now. They've realised, guys, we can out-aim these guys. We can play with these guys. Let's try, but a little too late, if you ask me.
Yeah, I mean,
I completely agree with you, to be honest.
Leaving it to match point on the second map. Sorry, mate.
I'll let you finish. You're right.
Go ahead, man. I had nothing.
No, I was just to say, I think that's just perhaps a sign of a young, not immature, but a young, inexperienced team, perhaps not really able to step up initially when it first counted. But at least Iron in this instance does. He gets the first frag, looking good for Hype here in this instance, with really ready to execute onto this B site when they're given the marching orders. Yeah,
so he's in an actual favourable position now. Just, I've noticed Hype slowing it down a little bit, not showing as much aggression to sort of hold off on the confusion, but they are in sight. Silex pushing around that silo.
A great pod flash from IG there, but unfortunately he couldn't convert that into a kill.
Bowl does end up picking him up. Black Jelly, another double. Just Black Jelly's actually been doing the work keeping his team in this, and he does pick up a third. That's in a 1v2.
Go down.
Goes down, and that's all she wrote, folks.
So 2-0 to Hype to move on to the next round of the CGA finals, guys. And thank you for sticking around. I know that probably wasn't one of the best games to watch, but we do have to watch them played out. And nevertheless, well played to both teams. I mean, Hype with a dominant performance there, and really showing that they have the skill and possibly could be contenders to take CGA.
Definitely, really strong showing by the guys. I mean, I know we spoke beforehand about how important it was for them to get off to a strong start, that perhaps leading into this match they hadn't been playing at the sort of level they would have liked. But to get those 12 rounds on T Inferno, I think that really set them up for the night. Panic in particular was going absolutely huge all night. I mean, he was dropping 20s left, right and centre on both maps. Silex as well did step up on Inferno, on the second map on Cobble. So great team play, and that chemistry there really was the shining light for the team. Well done by Hype.
Definitely props to Hype, boys. I mean, well played. You guys did really, really well. Yes, Seth, it is actually